So the title of this video is basically a question that I want to address to the Pokemon community at large, based on some recent announcements from Pokemon Presents. So one of the games that they announced in the most recent Pokemon Presents was Pokemon Champions, which appears to be an official Pokemon battle simulator, kind of like Pokemon Showdown, or maybe, I guess, the return of Pokemon Stadium. The announcement itself referred to Pokemon Champions as basically being focused around core battles. Core battles, that's important phrasing, remember that, I'm going to come back to this. Now, one of the things that they revealed about Legends ZA is the new battle system. It's basically real-time battling now. That's basically the system we're using. The website itself refers to it as a real-time battle. Timing your moves is something that you have to consider, as well as like the effective range of your moves or AoE and stuff like that. I'm honestly quite excited for this new battle system, but it is very different from what mainline Pokemon games have been using for the longest time. That said, this new battle system is a lot closer to what the anime portrays Pokemon battles to be like, particularly with this new dodging system, this reactionary ability to dodge attacks on the fly, or at least that's what it seems like to my knowledge. So this brings up the discussion of real-time battles versus turn-based battles, and basically the point of the question in the title of this video. With how much certain portions of the fan base are growing tired of the Pokemon formula, it feels like the Legends series is made basically to give fans who are tired of Pokemon cliches, something a little different, a little unique, that strays away from the formula. And yet part of me wonders, is the Legends franchise going to stay the only place where these experimental features remain, or will they eventually be imported into the mainline series? And so with the announcement of Pokemon Champions being this, focus on core battles, the core turn-based battles, you may see where I'm going with this. This is not the kind of speculation where I'm trying to make some giga brain prediction for the future. I'm not even trying to imply that this is remotely likely. I just feel like there is a hypothetical world where Pokemon, they release Pokemon Champions to preserve turn-based battling for the hardcore competitive fans, and so they can hold their, the official competitive VGC format for those competitive battlers. And they, preserve turn-based battling on Champions so they can transfer the more experimental real-time battling, if it's received well, from Pokemon's Legends ZA to whatever the future mainline games are. Because honestly, I feel like there is a good chunk of people who know about Pokemon and like it conceptually, but just aren't into turn-based battles. It's just not really their thing. In fact, when I was a kid, I wasn't really into turn-based battles either. I was not interested in the gameplay that the games had to offer. Nowadays, I like Pokemon's turn-based battle system a lot, but honestly, I would also be kind of interested to see how they would implement battles that are closer to the anime, because then when kids pick up the game, they experience real-time battles that are a lot closer to, what they see on the screen. So yeah, basically, to return back to the original question, do you think that Pokemon should stay turn-based? Do you think that Pokemon Champions preserving turn-based battles is a good enough compromise if Pokemon mainline games were to completely replace turn-based battles with real-time ones? Again, I'm not saying that this is what the Pokemon company is going to do 100%. I'm not trying to suggest that this is a good idea, because I have no idea if it would be. I honestly just want to have a discussion about turn-based battles versus real-time battles, and how integral do you think turn-based battles are to the Pokemon games? Also, while we're here, am I the only one that really isn't that bothered by the fact that they chose 2 Johto starters to return in Legends ZA? I agree it's kind of weird, but at the same time, if you really think about the starters that are most in need of some kind of buff from Game Freak, to me it's got to be the Johto starters, Meganium especially. But anyway, those are just some thoughts I had from the recent trailers, just a hypothetical scenario where Pokemon is actually gearing up to make a big change. Again, purely hypothetical. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments.